Hey Trumpet fam, welcome back to another video. I've got Carter here with me. You may have seen him in a couple videos we've done in the past, collaborations, or maybe you're subscribed to his channel as well on YouTube. He basically does the same kind of thing that I do with the trumpet. Today we're going to be doing a video that's completely different than anything that we usually do. So no cover lesson or anything like that. We're just going to be doing kind of an interview podcast type thing where he's going to ask me some questions about how I record and kind of my workflow on YouTube, and then maybe it'll go back the other way. We'll just see. We're just gonna see where it goes. So yeah, welcome to the video, and we're just gonna jump right into it.
Jump right into it. Nice.
Yeah, just like your t-shirt.
Philip DeFranco, baby. Woo! So as Trumpet guy said, which do you want to use? Do we use your actual name?
Yeah, you can use. My name is Brandon. Yeah, you can use.
Sick. I was gonna say, if I sit here and call you Trumpet guy for like 20 minutes, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah.
So I believe actually I first learned about you whenever you reached out to me. I think this was back when I was still a freshman in college. And I think we did a collaboration on "Hello" by Adele.
Yeah, that was definitely the first one.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. And the fact that was like basically almost 4 years ago now makes me feel really old. So
yeah,
I'm 23 for context, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even 20 when I knew about this guy. So
I was probably like 19. It makes me cringe a little because I'm probably like a year younger than you. It makes me cringe to look at some of my old stuff sometimes. Not that it's like necessarily bad, but I look so young. And the way I recorded some of them, I'm like, yikes. It's like a little rough.
I mean, if you remember my earlier tutorial videos when I used to sing out the parts, like, trust me, dude, you're not even touching the precipice of cringe there.
I respected that, though. I respected it when I saw it. I was like, hey, man, he goes for it. Like, I wasn't willing to sing. Like, I'm not a good singer whatsoever.
Well, the key is two things. One, knowing when to sing in your range, and two, just having a complete disregard for people's opinion, which is both a great thing and a horrible thing. The funny part was that, like, objectively speaking, there were some songs that I could sing, but then there were some where it's just I clearly shouldn't have tried that. But I just whatever.
Anyways, though,
you learn your limits the hard way.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
hey, I mean, I feel like the best thing about YouTube, like why people succeed on YouTube, is just like I don't want to keep using jump into it. I feel like it's ironic now. Like, you just go and just upload. Like, the reason people are, like, afraid to upload, so they never go anywhere. Like, the amount of people who want to be YouTubers or whatever is kind of crazy nowadays. Like, it's, like, the, like, most, like, preferred profession for, like, little kids nowadays.
That's
but
so
nobody's
scary.
willing to, like, put themselves out there and just do it, right?
Oh, yeah, no,
So, like,
100%.
the fact that you were willing to just, I mean, sing, whatever, even if it was bad, like, the fact that you were just willing to is, like, more than probably 95% of people out there. So
yeah, it's kind of like having a job, honestly, where it's like, you get the most benefit just from showing up. It's just like,
exactly, yeah.
Even just being there is what's going to get you going. So I'm kind of curious, like, are you watching my videos like since, like, how many years before have you been watching my videos before you reached out to me for a collaboration, or had you been following me pretty recently when you decided to do that?
Man, I don't know. Probably like for a while. I would imagine like a year or two. I'm really not sure, only because I had like, I don't remember how many subs you had when I started, but it was definitely more by like a decent amount. And I think this was the same with TMO, because I had so little. I was like, if I ask, there's no way he's going to want to collab with me because I have 10 subscribers or something at the time. So it was probably a year or more. Like, I didn't get like any subs for the first year I did it. I mean, like, some. It was like a couple a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that in the first year that I uploaded, I got 52 subscribers. And then I uploaded, and I still didn't, like, it was still cool. Like, every time I got 2 subs or 1 sub, I was like, oh, it was like a celebration, which is crazy nowadays. And then I think it was about a year after I started uploading, I uploaded my cheerleader lesson.
Yes.
Like, how to play cheerleader on the trumpet, and it, like, blew up. At least for, like, me, blew up. I mean, probably for most small YouTubers. And I got like 100 in a month, and I was like, oh my god, like that's like twice what I got in an entire year. And then I was at 1,000 subs in like 2 months, and yeah, that was pretty crazy. So I think maybe it was around that time that I reached out for you, to you? I don't know
Yeah,
what time of
that sounds
year it
about
was
right.
that we did that, but that's probably it. Because I was like, oh, we're like pretty close in subs now, so it makes more sense to do a collab.
I
I
mean,
think that was probably it.
I'm gonna pull a young Jamie here and look up when this video was, because
Yeah,
we turned it around in like a week and a half, I think. It
yeah.
wasn't that long
It
of a
was.
process.
It probably helped that while you were in college, you weren't working yet, and I was in high school, so I had more time on my hands, definitely back then.
Oh, dude, like, it's don't get me wrong, engineering's difficult, but it's not. If you can manage your time, it's not that bad. So
Yeah.
November 16th. So you probably reached out to me at the start of November.
Yeah, that sounds about right because I uploaded that video in this summer, so it probably took a couple months to like get 1,000 or whatever I had, and that's when
Yeah.
I reached out, I think. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
like I totally understand like that surge of subscribers being like the most rewarding thing of all time.
yeah, it's crazy.
I get it. It's just like, oh, 10 subscribers, nice. Then out of nowhere, it's like 200, and you're like, ugh.
I know, even though like nowadays, like that's like pretty normal for me, but back then it was just crazy. I mean, because I really did do it just for the fun. I think I remember the reason I started uploading in the first place was because I I don't know if I was just bored or whatever, but I didn't usually watch that much trumpet content. But I was just looking on YouTube one day and I saw like this cover of Viva La Vida by Coldplay by some kid, and it was awful. Like it was so bad. And this video had like 2,000 views, and I was like, what? And so my thought was like, yo, I can play this way better than this kid. I'm gonna record that video and upload it. And I'm pretty sure my first video is Viva La Vida. Like I did the exact same song. And
That's so funny.
I don't honestly looking back, like it wasn't that good, the one I did. Like it was okay. It was better than him, but it wasn't that great.
That's all that matters.
And then I started and I got like that first video did okay actually. Like I think it got like 1,000 views in like a year, which wasn't horrible. And it kind of got me hooked on like the bug of like
Yeah, yep.
uploading and yeah, that kind of thing.
Just like you just fulfilled like the biggest trumpet player stereotype of all time.
I know
And I love it.
It's the ego. I'm like, I swear my ego's not that big, but when I see somebody who's doing well and I'm better than them, like I have to prove them wrong. You know?
You just see us, you're like, I can do better than that. What are you talking about? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
really.
I get it. But the reason that I started actually was because I always wanted to play pop songs. Honestly, just to it sounds equally shallow, just to impress the people at my high school. Because yeah, whenever I was going through the ranks of band, I was honestly a pretty horrific trumpet player until I was in my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
I was pretty bad, even up until I think freshman year. I was just starting to get better, and because I just wasn't taking it very seriously, and I didn't really have much of instruction. And then let's see, my band director's brother had private lessons for people in the high school marching band to prep for the coming season.
Yeah.
And so I took those lessons, and I started taking that seriously. So I started to learn more. So ever since I realized that I could use this skill and play decently well, then I wanted to play stuff that I like listening to. So and I realized the only person that did content at that time was TMO, basically.
Yeah.
And his stuff is good,
He's
but
like the OG now.
yeah, TMO is legit like the OG.
The OG trumpet.
And I think
Yeah.
he's younger than both of us. I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah, by at least a year or two. Yeah.
This kid was way more motivated than I was at his age. My gosh.
I remember reaching out to him actually when I was like early on. It wasn't for a collab, but I was just like, do you have any advice for how to do better? Because my channel is like not growing really.
Yeah.
And I remember he was like, I think he said, just try and make like more professional thumbnails. Like, and that's why I got like a whole, like, I don't want to say rebrand, but like I got somebody to make like a actual logo and like design for my channel page. Because before it was, when it came out, my brother, who had like my little brother had like a very basic knowledge of Photoshop,
Nice.
like created this little logo, which is this like hand-drawn trumpet and then just like a TG, which is kind of similar to what I have now, but it was like so like sketchily drawn. And I'm like, it's kind of funny, but I like TMO was totally right with that whole thing. Like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
very unprofessional, and I was like, yeah, because like looking at his videos, he always has had like that same like thumbnail kind of thing.
Well, also in all of his thumbnails, he straight up like wearing a suit, and I was
Yeah.
just like, dude, this is like John Wick up here playing trumpet, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, like the Swedish or no, it's not Swedish.
I think he's Finnish.
Finnish maybe. One of those Scandinavian countries, yeah.
Well, one of the Scandinavian countries, yeah. The fact I can't remember pains me. I'm pretty sure he's Finnish. Oh well, he's probably gonna comment this video and be like, "You idiots, you idiots,
What the heck? Yeah.
stupid Americans." Uh, yeah, like professional branding is definitely necessary. Like that's one thing that I did not do for way too long, and
Mhm.
I murdered my channel because of it. So like the after he did that collaboration, I like watch your sub growth, and like at that point I remember I had like 3,000 something subscribers, but I noticed that the rate at which you were gaining subscribers, I was like, oh, well, I'm no mathematician, but probably in like 4 months he's gonna pass me up, and I was right. And there is throughout my college career, I took too many like 2-month hiatuses
Mhm.
for various reasons. Mostly it was because schoolwork was trying to kill me, and I
Yeah.
justified taking time off to do finals and stuff. But I underestimated like just how much the algorithm needs consistency
Yeah,
for
it's
you
kind
to
of
get
crazy.
growth. So like you take like 2-month breaks for even like 3 times in the course of 2 years, you've like stunted your channel growth so bad. And
Yeah.
that was my big mistake. Plus, there's a couple key songs I didn't cover because I had that like anti-hipster mentality of like, pff, what was that one Post Malone song that really blew up in the past 3 years? Oh wow, Rockstar. I did not cover Rockstar because I thought like this
Yeah.
song's stupid. I'm not playing this. And then like if I was covered, I probably have gotten like a couple few thousand views out of it because like so many people were
Yeah.
searching for it.
I've tried not to have that like mental state because I like most of the songs that I play, but there's definitely been a couple that I've been like, man, I hate this song, but I'm just gonna do it anyways because people watch it and it usually pays off. Like that's the thing. It's
It
like,
basically always pays off. It honestly does.
yeah, it's like the random songs that just blow up. Like the reason my channel started to do like really good was like a couple years ago because most of my videos like do like well, but not like crazy good. And so I have like consistent subscriber growth. And then I think it was in the span of like a couple months when XXX was like, I don't know, remember if this was right after he died or something, but I put out like a bunch of covers of his stuff. Right, no, before he died, like way before he died, I put out like a cover of Sad,
Yes, I
and
remember that.
then which has over 1 million views now. And then um I put out a cover of Moonlight, I think maybe also before he died. And then when he died, like those videos blew up like crazy. Like I think I was getting like 100,000 views a day at one point on each of those videos, which is
Oh my
nuts.
gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and that's when and then I put out like a couple months later Lucid Dreams, and
Good
that is my
choice.
most viewed video now. I think no, that's not true. Havana is my most viewed video, but Havana blew up, but not to the same extent. Like it was like more of a slow growth. Like it had a lot of views for a long period of time. Lucid Dreams was like 300, you know, like the real time views is like
Yeah,
48
yeah, yeah.
hours. It was 300,000 views for that, like for like a week
Oh my
in the 48
gosh.
hours. And I was like, what the heck is happening?
What's going on?
Yeah, I gained like I think 16,000 subs that month, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Like that was
Yeah,
like
and like
my most like productive month ever. But that's what like really I think started to send my channel, and that's the thing. Like, it's just those random videos. Like I would have never thought like "Lucid Dreams." Like it's a good song, but I would
yeah,
have
it's an
never thought
amazing
like this
song.
song is gonna get millions of views. Like that's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, like I think one of the big changes that's happened like with the rise of internet culture and people being able to choose what they listen to is that like you can see such an intense gravitation towards like one specific song that like
Yeah.
couldn't happen in the past like 40 years. Like there are one-hit wonder bands that existed, but
Hmm.
like you were still limited in the mediums which you could get to that music. But now that we have like streaming and YouTube and all these places where you can just stream any song you want instantly, one particular song can just get like all the attention for like a week. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think TikTok is that nowadays. Like
Yeah,
TikTok sends people to these like one songs. Like when I've done TikTok songs, they do way better than every other song I do.
which
And
is
I'm like,
crazy.
yeah.
Like I noticed about your videos. Like when I first saw you doing those, I thought like why is he covering stuff on TikTok? And I looked at the numbers and I was like, oh.
That's
Oh,
why.
that's
That's
why.
why I was like, people really love TikTok. Like I've gotten a little bit hooked in my like quarantine, you know? Like, it's really easy to get stuck on TikTok for 2 hours and then wake up and you're like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Yeah, the song, I mean, they're good songs, but yeah, I mean, those videos do really well, and I'm really impressed. Like, I'm glad I started doing that series because it's got like a lot of potential. Like, it's surprising. I've done like other series in the past. Like, I did memes played on Trumpet, and the first video did really good. And then the second one did good, but like a little bit less. And then the third video did a little bit less, you know, like slow
Diminishing
decline.
returns.
Yeah, the TikTok videos, like my part 2 video did better than my part 1. My part 3, which I put out a couple days ago, is already doing better than part 2, like as of that like time span, which
Oh
is
my
crazy for
gosh.
me since like a part 3. But I guess I mean they're all different like songs, but I don't
So
know.
I was gonna ask you about that. So like when you go, I don't have TikTok because personally, I think it's a very sketchy application in terms of how it's tied to how it's tied to China. So
Yeah,
I haven't gone on it yet, but there's compilations on YouTube, so like I know what TikTok is,
sure, yeah,
and it's a very creative video format. Like especially the idea of like being able to like embed someone else's video inside your own and like play with
yeah.
that concept. That's a really cool idea. But like so whenever you go on TikTok, you just like watch. I'm assuming it works kind of like how Vine did, where it's like there's the most popular ones that pop up, and then you can just like go down through them, or is it like more categorized and those have their own top lines,
I
or
mean, I think they have categorized, but also there's like the For You page, which I mean, that's basically all. When I go on there, all I do is stay on the For You page, and I imagine that's what most people do. It's
yeah,
basically like an endless scroll of videos. And it's like, yeah, the most popular videos go on there. I think their algorithm is crazy. So literally, you
yeah,
could have like one follower on TikTok and put out a video that somehow ends up on the For You page. I don't even know how it works, and gets like a million views. Like it's crazy. I don't understand the algorithm whatsoever. Like I just started, like I made a TikTok account and I'm trying to figure out how the heck to use it because it's not the same as YouTube whatsoever. Like I can't upload a full video on there. It's just like little bits and yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to figure it
what's the
out because
maximum
it's like
time
crazy
limit?
right now. I think you can do like 60 seconds, but most people don't. It's like 15 seconds is
Yeah,
the max of most of them because it's very like similar the concept to Vine. It's like based on people's very low attention spans, you know? Yeah.
yeah, they literally took the amount of time that Vine had, which was like 7 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
They did like times 2 plus 1, and they're like, here we go, 15 seems to be the magic number.
Hey, I mean, and it works. Like it's
Yeah, it must
bad.
work.
I can feel myself like my attention span getting ruined when I'm on that app because sometimes I'll like scroll to a video and it's like doesn't get to the point within 5 seconds and I'm like, sorry, like I'm gonna move on. It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, I feel like Vine tried to do like, but Vine's most popular things were like comedy vines,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's kind of weird that like TikTok's I think actually big rise to fame was mostly these music
It's
portions.
dancing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dancing, which is weird because it's like 7 seconds you can't do much of a dance, but 15 seconds that's like the length of most pop song choruses, like somewhere in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
zone. So you can actually get a subroutine in that, and I'm just like,
Oh, for
huh,
sure.
huh,
It's
which
kind of
is weird.
interesting, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it too. Just how long TikTok's gonna last because
I
it
thought it was
is
gonna
like,
die months ago, and then like
well,
it just keeps trucking.
yeah, like there is some like original content on there that's really funny. Like there's like some dimes, like diamonds. That's not the term
No,
for it,
you
but
use the word dimes. We're using dimes to describe TikTok now.
yeah, whatever. That's like some videos that are like really good, like hilarious. But then a lot of it is just like trends. So it's people doing the same thing, like the exact same dance to the exact same song. Like there's not really a lot of originality with it, which I guess is amusing for a time, but I wonder how long it's gonna last. Like some of the big creators on there have managed to like transition to other platforms, which I think is how they're gonna succeed. But if you're just on TikTok and you have 40,000 followers and you're just doing dance that other people make up, like I don't think you're going to have much of a career elsewhere. Because once that app dies, like I'm not going to personally watch somebody on TikTok who does dances and then be like, yeah, I want to go follow this person on Instagram too. Like, no, I
Yeah,
don't really
no.
care.
I usually
So,
restrict people like to whatever medium I found them in is the only
yeah.
medium that I'm interested in them in. Like the only exception I can think of is like Joe Rogan does podcasts, but he also does stand up comedy, and his stand
Yeah.
up comedy isn't half bad. But
Yeah, there's some
yeah.
YouTubers who I follow on Instagram as well because they're just, I don't know, more entertaining people who put out content on Instagram as well. But I definitely see what you mean.
I only made an Instagram account for like one reason. That was because Calvin Harris actually watched my cover of Slide a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I saw that. That was so cool. I actually was like, yo, that's like dope that that happened. And he
I
like
was like,
reposted
woo!
it too, right?
Yeah, I think he recorded on his phone with Snapchat, and then like he sent that Snapchat video through his Instagram. Like
Yeah.
I think he literally recorded his phone screen.
Oh, it was janky,
It
yeah,
was
but
janky.
it was still cool.
I was
Yeah.
just like, I could die happy now.
Yeah, you probably got like a big boost of views from that too, even though it was just like very badly. It wasn't linked or anything. Like I'm sure
Yeah,
a lot of people saw that. So
yeah. Like it took that video up to like a few thousand views, which previously the norm was like a few hundred, and that was like, I'll take it.
yeah, I don't think he reposted it or anything like this, but it was like really cool when uh Old Town Road first came out.
Oh my gosh.
Like before it got like crazy big, I think I did a lesson video on it, and Lil Nas X commented just thanks on the video. Like the actual like Lil Nas
Oh my
X, like his
gosh.
YouTube channel with like millions of subscribers, and I was like, what? Like no way he watched this. That's crazy. And like maybe it was just his account manager, probably like going around being like, oh, who's like mentioned this because
Yeah,
that whole song is like
searching the internet for
yeah.
mentions and Google links and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, I was like, "That's so cool!" Like maybe he actually watched it. I don't know. It was before he was like huge, so maybe it was him. I don't know.
It's possible. I mean, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
artists do have like their own discretion over their individual YouTube channels. So
yeah.
like the publicists may put their attention towards it, but then they actually log into the account themselves and go over there. So
Hey,
that wouldn't
I'm
surprise me.
gonna say it. I'm gonna say it was actually him. It has to be right. It was
That
for my own
has to
sake.
be. I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. It's always cool like to know that like somebody semi important watched your stuff, and you're just like, yes.
yeah. I'm like, hey, maybe I actually matter a little bit.
Maybe
You know,
maybe
like a
I
little
actually
bit.
matter.
Hey, if Lil Nas X thinks I matter, then I actually matter. You
Yes,
know,
that's
confidence.
100% how society works.
Unfortunately, actually, yes, though. Yeah, it's sad, but
That's sad. To go down to base level stuff. How many years have you been playing your instrument?
I actually get this question way too often, but I like from my comment section. I think it's like 11 years now or something like that. I started in fourth grade. I don't know if you did.
Yep.
I think most places start in fourth grade.
Yep.
Yeah, so whenever that was, like I'm 21 now, almost 22, so yeah, I think probably 11 years. That's what I've been telling people, so hopefully it's right.
Yeah, I used to tell them like 11 or 12 years. I always have to think about like, geez, how old was I when I was in fourth grade? Because I was
Yeah.
actually held. I was put into kindergarten a year late,
Yeah.
so I was always older than everybody else.
Yeah, that sometimes makes me feel when people ask and I'm like 11 years, I'm like, man, I feel like I should be better for having played for 11 years. But then also you have to think about the fact that like the first 3, 4, 5 years you're playing, like it's very basic. Like you can't really take your playing to a next level until you really get to high school. And you have to really like focus on like, I actually want to be better instead of just showing up to band class and playing, you know? And I didn't
Yeah,
really do that until like high school, probably. Like I was okay in junior high, but not like I wasn't really good. I didn't think until high school, probably junior, senior year. So
yeah. Like if you've no reason to push your playing ability either, there's no reason to do it. Like in when you do high school band, they're mostly picking pieces that are just not supremely difficult. Like you get like maybe
yeah,
one piece out of your whole concert set list that's like, oh, it has a couple complicated rhythms, or maybe it has like three sharps or three flats or whatever.
yeah,
Um, but it's not that tough. For me, marching band was the big catalyst for trying to get better, because not only are you playing for like basically 15 minutes straight, for the pieces that you're doing, you're also trying to play loud on purpose.
yeah.
And as a trumpet player, you're trying to show off. That's just it's just the reality. I don't know. I literally do not know. I think I can only think of like two trumpet players out of the 13 that we had that like were content with just playing nice and quiet and timid. The rest of us were like, F it, all out, let's go. And that's just
Yeah,
what our attitude was. And plus, like high notes where like is like this new thing, this new drug that you're on, that you're just like, I can play a G above the staff. I am the greatest player of all time.
I
And
think that's why I think that's why range videos do so well
oh
on
yeah,
YouTube. Like, if
100%.
I make anything that has to do with range, which I really don't have that good of a range, like it's pretty deep. Like it's
better
good
than
for
mine.
like it's good for like almost any song unless it's like a lead part for like
Right.
jazz, you know. But it's not that good. But when I make range videos, they always do really well. Even though like I've seen like there's many trumpet players on YouTube who have like phenomenal range. It's like miles above mine, but whatever. It's like the one thing that I wish my playing was better. Because I played lead trumpet in jazz band in high school.
Same,
That was like
yeah.
the marching band for me. Because I never did marching band, but that was like the
You
I
didn't
don't
do
want to say
marching
like
band?
trumpet. No, we didn't have it at my school. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, jazz band was like the I don't want to say ego trip, but like the like play loud. Like I was the lead trumpet, so that was, you know, like a thing. And I had a pretty decent range then, but I like never pushed it after high school because I didn't keep playing jazz band. So I almost wish I had. That's like the one I don't want to say regret, but like I wish my playing was better, like my range was better. It's something I could definitely improve now, but I just have never took the time to like actually think about it and put the time into improving it.
That's actually a good conversational topic to stumble upon. So like whenever I was playing in marching band and like I could get my range up to, I can say nowadays I can play up to a G or an A, like on and above, on our, like, you know, the G touching the top of the staff and the A above the staff.
Sure,
I can
yeah.
play that range very comfortably.
Hmm.
Past there, it's questionable. So like if you get me on a fresh day, I can play a B, I can play a C.
Hmm.
Um, but the tone isn't great. You can tell that I'm barely getting there, and usually the intonation of the note's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I, like I said, for most songs, even for doing high octave parts for like layering for the covers, like going up to that range that's enough. Like you don't have to go up much higher than that.
Yeah.
But what I learned was that I had been playing my instrument incorrectly for the
Hmm.
past like forever. So like I don't know if you play the same way as I do, which I guess is supposedly wrong, but you can tell me if the description matches you. To hit
Hmm.
higher notes, you ream the instrument into your face.
I don't do that anymore. That's definitely how
Good.
I started, and I think that's how a lot of people start with high notes, which is kind of a problem. Like, yeah, in the long run, because it doesn't help.
No,
Which is
it doesn't.
I've tried to convey that in my like range lesson videos. Like, don't like just shove the trumpet into your mouth. Like you have to. It's
Doesn't
all about
work.
air and embouchure. Yeah, that's not. I mean, my range isn't that much better than that. I think like on a good day, I have like an E, like a above a high C.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
D usually. I always wonder what, because on these like some of my range videos, I put like at the end like, let me know what your range is in the comments. You know, just to play to my like audience. You know, I know they
Yeah,
want to tell everybody. So,
yeah.
and I don't know what they mean because some of these kids, and I imagine a lot of them are young kids, are like, I have a triple C, and I'm like, what do you mean
What?
by a triple C? One, like I'm not sure unless they mean like triple C, like low C is the one, and then middle C is two, and then triple C is just like a high C. I'm like, there's no way. Like, like they're like, I'm
Yeah.
12, I have a triple D. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no way. Because normally when somebody says like a triple C or like a double high C, I think I would think of like the C above, like the one above the staff.
Yeah, like they're going
That's a
like ledger
very
lines
high note.
above. It's very high.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, what are you? Oh man. I mean, maybe there's just a bunch of like musical prodigies watching my channel, and if there are, shout out to you, musical prodigies. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the if you get instruction early, like from someone who really knows their stuff, it's possible that you can play that high at that age.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, yeah, no, oh man, I took lessons from Jordan Hoffman for a week a few months
Uh,
ago, and
oh, nice.
yeah, that was really helpful. I have not been practicing enough, so like I'm still like every once in a while I go back to my instrument and like retry fitting my embouchure. I can't remember what the highest note I hit was, like just doing it that way, because like the difference is crazy. Like when you start trying to fix your embouchure, like how high your range
Yeah.
can go. I think. Have you ever seen like that cover of the Star Spangled Banner that's played by that trumpet player in the NFL stadium? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
It was like a former trumpet player from I think the Tower of Power was the old band name, and he plays like the end. We usually go down to play like the last verse of Star Spangled Banner. Well, he takes it up, and so he's playing like C, D, E, F, G, all above the staff, and.
Yeah.
I always had a goal that like I would love to be able to play this rendition of the Star Spangled Banner because it just sounds freaking cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
So I like
Yeah.
experimented just like looking at the sheet music of it and just like knowing what notes he's taking up the octave and trying to play higher. I'm pretty sure I hit high E or high F or a high G like without a whole lot of effort.
Yeah.
With the methods that Jordan taught me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah,
I really gotta get into this.
Maybe I need to hit him up.
The lessons are reasonably priced. I think it's like
Yeah.
maybe $120 for a week or $100 for a week or something. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to be sending him a bill for this plug we just gave him. So, just
kidding. Yeah, like if you also do like a review of his lessons, which I intended to do, but I never got around to doing it because my work situation's been trying to kill me. Then he'll give you like a payback for the lesson. So like I gotta do that and save myself like the $40. But
but we did a video together a year ago or something like that. It did really well, actually.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a cover of Sunflower, I think, right?
Yeah. That was fun.
I had him on to play a Metallica song. I don't know if you saw that video.
I probably did, but I don't remember specifically. I remember you playing a Metallica one. I don't specifically remember if he was on it or not, but
yeah, I did Master of Puppets at some point, and then I did Blackened, which was a bad idea. The song itself is incredible, but like most people don't know it. If I wanted to go for views, I should have played like Enter Sandman and then just gone nuts on the guitar solo part of it. But he played one of the hardest guitar solos in Metallica's repertoire on a trumpet. Like
that's sick.
Like it's so crazy. Like I would implore anybody watching this video to go to my channel and watch that video and just skip to the solo because it's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's playing at like 189 beats per minute. He's playing notes that are way above the staff. And
it's impressive.
Yeah, he only practiced it for like a week and a half.
And he's in a military band, I think, right? He's in the army band. Yeah. Pretty cool.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, doing that kind of stuff, man. So
shout out Jordan Hoffman.
Shout out Jordan Hoffman, freaking legend.
Go check out his channel.
Go check out his stuff. He doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
Like back when to go back to the range problem, I still rammed the instrument into my face for the most part. Like I describe people that my trumpet playing for playing high notes is almost like a manual transmission car switching gears. Like I can use one embouchure set for like most notes in my range, but like to go above that, I almost have to like readjust my lips on my mouthpiece to play higher, which you should not have to do. Like you should be able just to kind of get one set position and then just manipulate your inner parts of your lips from there on out.
Yeah, for sure.
But for me, I never really perfected doing that because I didn't know for so many years that it was dead wrong, and because it got me through all of high school. So I'm gonna have to go back to fixing that. I considered making a video on it though. Like I was gonna honestly make a video called "Why I Suck at Playing Trumpet," and then just explain like all the things that I do not do correctly, and I still managed to get by.
I think that would be funny, actually. You should do that. Like, for real.
That'd be a very funny video. And
yeah, do it. I'm trying to make more videos that are like a bit different too. Like that sounds good, actually.
No. Yeah. Okay. Now that I have your blessing, I'm definitely gonna have to do it.
Yeah, write it down. Do it.
Yeah, because like I come on a chronicle like me trying to fix my range. Because honestly, in order to get daily progress on practice, you don't have to practice for an hour a day. Like even if you do 15 minutes every day for like a month, like that's a big deal. Every day is more important than doing it for like an hour.
Oh, for sure. It's like lifting. Yeah, it's the same thing. I had a teacher who always described it as like literally every day he always said the same thing, which is a little annoying, but whatever. He's always like, it's like doing push-ups. You got to do 15 push-ups a day and it'll work. It's same with range building,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. And it's one of those old adages of wisdom that like you hate hearing over and over again. But part of the reason why you hate it is because you know he's right.
Yeah. Oh, there's a TikTok series for you. It's like building your range. I've always seen these people do these like TikTok series that's like them trying to hit trick shots each day, right? And they miss for like 150 days and people are still watching somehow and then they finally hit it. Just do a series, or you could do this as a YouTube series too. You should do this actually. And it's just like building my range, right? And then you start off with like a certain range, maybe not a full series, and then like check in like in a couple months and like show how your range has improved. You'd have to actually improve, I guess, to make that a good series.
That's the problem, is that like if I were to do something like that, I'd probably have to make it a weekly or bi-weekly thing, because like part of the reason why people take private lessons is because you meet up once a week with a person and you have to show progress.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's like that mental push in your head to like, okay, I don't want to just show that I've done nothing, so I need to do something. And like it's those incremental bits in your weekly lessons that will push you the rest of the way. So like my idea with Jordan was like, okay, I'll do 1 week's worth of lessons, or maybe it was, oh no, yeah, it was, I'm an idiot. It was a month. It was 1 month, and we met like every Wednesday for like an hour. That was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 days worth of lessons, guys, for like $120. It's a good deal. But and so I would check in with him, and I would make sure, at least for the 3 days leading up to it, I would be sure to get my practice in, because like my job was very busy. We'll have to talk about college career stuff. I actually have that listed here at some point if we get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I'll consider making a series out of building my range. And
I mean, it would give you a reason to like improve, because you'd be like, oh, I have to practice because otherwise the video will be bad, you know? So, I don't know.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of parts in pop songs that I would love to like overdub and give like an upper octave to, but like if a couple of the notes waddle up into like D and E, I just go like, I'm not gonna touch it.
Better not.
I'll probably like start making my lips bleed, and I don't want to do that. So
I remember in high school when I played lead trumpet, I had like a good range, but I think maybe I just didn't have the right embouchure or something for range playing. I don't know, but I had this like cut on the inside of my lip, and it never went away. Like the entirety of high school. I'm like, I'm not even kidding. Like it would heal in a couple days, and then I would like re-cut open. I think because I would like push so hard on my teeth.
Yep.
Like that was awful. I'm sure a lot of people probably have that problem with trumpet.
No,
it's
I had
like,
the exact same problem. Yeah, like in marching band especially, because like during the marching band season, you are practicing. Since you weren't in marching band, I'll fill you in on the details. Basically how it worked in our high school, we had a very small high school. So, and by I say very small, I mean like my graduating class was 75 people.
Oh wow, yeah, very small.
Yeah, very small. Our marching band in size was, I think, 56 to 60 people, and then plus like 20 people in dance and drill. So like the whole dance team that would basically give the audience something to look at instead of us, because we're all hideous. So like how it worked was basically the first half of the year of the school year was just dedicated to marching band. So all the band practices that we had were marching band practices, and the concert band basically just didn't have a concert for like the months leading up till November. And then we practiced for like 1 month solid to get a Christmas concert out, or maybe 2 months solid to get a Christmas concert out. 'Cause that's all the time you need.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to that point, the football season's over. So then you just switch back to having normal band practices. But in addition to that, like I want to say it was like 1 or 2 days out of the week, we had after school practices as well. So you're playing this music around the clock, and like your lips don't get a chance to heal. And then of course Friday night football games, you go out there and you put it all out in the field. So
I did do pep band, which was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved pep band. Man.
Pep band's fun because the gymnasium is like your own microphone. It's great.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, no, I had like 2 marks like right here on the inside of my mouth, and like they didn't quite cut, but the skin was definitely like scarred and irritated, and those just would not go away. I still have them there right now because I'm working on another project at the same time I'm doing my covers. So
weird information, but I think I still have like a little, it's almost like a scar, like a line like right here that matches where my mouthpiece fits, like just on one side of my lip, and I'm almost positive it's from playing trumpet.
Yeah,
like it's just like a little raised ridge. It's like a scar. It's interesting. Yeah, like I just wondered if other people have that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Like I've gone like at the most. This is crazy to think about. Like I haven't gone. I think the most I've gone without playing my instrument was like maybe 2 weeks over the past like, oh gosh, probably like 5 years. Which is,
I mean, mine was
nuts.
definitely like that until these last couple months.
Yeah, and like so even the times where I've given it to like time to heal though, like Yeah, no, I'm probably always gonna have some markings there from playing wrong for
Yeah,
years. It doesn't have any
doesn't bug
lasting
me. Yeah,
problems. It's just there.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see. So going down there. So you got the okay. So let's see. I'm gonna like make marks on what we have gotten through. We know what you got into YouTube. It's because you couldn't stand people that sucked at playing their instrument.
Well, really, one kid, yeah.
One kid.
Well, he was probably like 12 too, but yeah. Yeah.
If that one kid happens to be watching this video, I'm so sorry for your
Yeah,
self-confidence.
shout out to you, kid who played Viva La Vida. I don't know what your name is. Know if I could find the video anymore. Probably not. It's probably pretty buried, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. We talked about what you got into YouTube. We talked about how you just played instrument. Oh yeah, this is a curiosity question of mine. What kind of music do you personally enjoy listening to? Just as like a curious, quick offhand question. Do you listen to like
Yeah.
a plethora of music, or do you focus on like 3 or 4 genres?
I want to say plethora, but probably more 3 or 4. It just depends on my mood. So I do like pop music, kind of, but I don't listen to it all the time. Like I listen to certain pop songs, but like the vast majority, not really. I really like EDM music, but I have to be in like a certain type of mood for that. Like obviously, it's not very relaxing, but I do like. Yeah, I like EDM. Some like I don't know, more calming alternative as well. I mean, I like most. I feel like the stereotypical answer for this is I listen to everything except country, which is kind of true, but I don't listen to everything except country. Like I like some rap, but not all of it. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it just depends. Yeah.
The individual genres themselves have definitely been more splintered. So like it used to be like rap was like its own category, but now it's like there's rap and then there's trap music, which is
Oh,
almost
exactly. Yeah.
inclined to the instrumental side of rap music.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and then like people who are real rap aficionados can list off like 20 subgenres, but I don't know all of them.
Yeah, I'm like certain rappers I like. Like I like Logic a lot. I'm a big fan of Logic, but certain
I
like
do like Logic.
rappers like I can't handle the auto tune. So if any rapper is just straight auto tune, I just can't. I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't know
come
why it
on,
does
dude.
to so
Like
many people.
you gotta slap some respect on T-Pain.
Yeah, of course. Yes, yes.
Did you ever hear T-Pain sing like without autotune?
Wasn't he on like The Masked Singer or something, and he won or something? Maybe I'm
I don't
totally
know.
off.
I don't know if he
But
was on The Masked Singer, but like he did like an NPR TinyDesk concert not
yeah,
too long ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and of course he's saying without autotune, he's just saying raw vocals,
yeah,
and I was just like, oh my gosh, he is so good.
he's
Like
actually good.
yeah, he's actually incredible, and like so he uses autotune as like a stylistic choice because like I'm
That's
not gonna
fair. Yeah.
lie, I love using autotune. Like you have to understand like my rap covers where I do
Oh, for
autotune
sure. Yeah.
parts. Like it sounds hilarious.
I don't hate like I'm not hating on auto tune. It's just sometimes it's a bit much. Like, I find it so funny that like Travis Scott at his concerts has like auto tune on his microphone. So when he talks to the crowd, it's like in auto tune.
Yeah.
Like I saw this video the other day that's like Travis Scott like yelling at a security guard because the security guard was like messing with one of his fans, and he was like, "Nobody messes with a Travis Scott fan at one of my concerts." The whole thing is in auto tune, so it sounds like he's like somehow singing this like interpretive part of a song, but he's like yelling at a security. It's like so funny. And then have you seen that video that's like Travis Scott falls in auto tune? It's like he's walking and he trips and like falls off the stage. And he goes like, ah, but it's like in auto tune, so it's like, ah. It's like so funny. It's like amazing.
I feel like I might have seen that video on Facebook a while ago.
Probably.
But like I can picture that happening, and that would make me
Yeah.
very happy.
If anybody's watching, just look up Travis Scott falls in auto tune. It's pretty comical. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely understand like how some autotune gets irritating though. Like the best offender I can think of is like Lil Pump and like that whole subgenre of music.
Yeah.
Like okay, I get it. It's honestly like it's not even music for music's sake. It's just like music for humor's sake.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I unironically would rap Gucci Gang to people because I just found it hilarious.
No, sure, yeah. It's for comedy. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
Gucci M just became a meme, basically. So,
But yeah, I can understand like some of it being just complete complete overkill. I'm not gonna lie. I fit the music subcategory of I listen to everything except country. But honestly, it's more like I listen to everything except country and like death metal.
Oh, that's true. I always forget to throw death metal in there. I also don't listen to that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. If you try to sing like a screamo artist does, you won't be able to do it because it's actually really
No,
difficult.
it's mad impressive actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really impressive. I just
Yeah.
don't find it appealing, but it's really impressive.
Yeah, if you like it, you know.
Yeah, like whatever floats your goat, man.
Yeah.
So to go back to YouTube stuff. So before we started recording, we joked about how we make our videos pretty last minute, maybe. Um, so like, how much time in advance do you give yourself to make, say, a standard pop song cover where you're transcribing the song and playing like the full 3-minute song? Like, how much time do you give yourself for one of those videos?
I mean, well, usually I would do it over a weekend, but like the transcription part is a bit separate. I mean that just depends on the song how long it takes. Some
Yeah.
are a lot easier to write out than others, and it helps to have like piano covers and stuff that you can look at to like gauge the thing. I've seen you write about that too. Yeah, we do the same thing. But for like the actual recording part, I mean, I usually give myself like 2 hours. Usually on a Sunday, and I upload on Monday.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been like working ahead a little bit more since I've been uploading 3 a week because I have to, obviously. And some of these videos I've been doing like a bit more complicated edits, but for covers, yeah, they're like very easy to edit. So usually I give myself. It usually takes an hour and a half to 2 hours to like record, and then I mean the edit's usually like half an hour max. So
Yeah. That's the nice thing about doing like single pop song covers, where it's just one video, one guy playing an instrument. It's just like, okay, audio, video, clip, cut out the audio from the video, overlay, sync, and done.
Exactly. Yeah, the lessons take a bit longer to record. They're actually easier. Well, no, they're easier to record, a bit longer to edit. And then and then I've been trying to do some like different songs. So like the TikTok songs on Trumpet, the recording isn't that hard because it's like very short bits of like easy songs. So the actual recording isn't too bad. The edit takes forever.
Yeah.
Like so long because I have to go find like the clips of the TikToks, like because I wanted to make it in like that format. I mean, you've seen them. Yeah, it takes so long to edit, but I mean, it's worth it because they do well. But yeah, oh man, it takes so long.
Yeah, like I personally learned that like my love of editing since I started doing this, and I started in high school making these videos, and actually I can't remember if I ever. Oh yeah, we never finished that conversational stem. So like whenever I told you I started making videos because there wasn't enough transcriptions of songs that I wanted to play. So like I just started making my own, and I started uploading them to videos. But the very first videos I made, actually, I don't know if you've ever seen my old videos, like my cover of Centuries by Fall Out Boy.
I've definitely seen that video.
Yeah, from like 2015, I think. And then I did like Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding, and then I did that collaboration with Alina and with that Ariana Grande song. It's kind of weird, actually. I started off doing more grandiose projects. I started off with these larger arrangements that took significantly more time to make.
Those were very cool though. Like, yeah, the one with Alina are really good. Like, she's a very good singer. So
oh my
those were very...
yeah, she's so good. I only wish I hadn't been such an idiot when I edited that video and made the trumpet so loud. That was stupid.
Yeah, well, we all have regrets.
Whatever. But yeah, like she was such a good singer, and like I really wanted to do a project with a vocalist. That was a big desire of mine. I just like tweeted at her out of nowhere, and she actually responded to it. And I was like, oh!
I should try and do one with a singer one time. That'd be cool, actually.
Yeah, especially like now that you have a big sub base, you can flex that number on people. Like, yeah, no, that's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, I have a silver play button, so you should go out. That sounds so bad. I hate that. I hate it.
You send the email over, then like you end the email with like an ellipsis being like, I got that silver play button, yo.
I'll just send a little picture like of the play button.
This is like, please, sir, can I have some vocal samples? And you're just holding up your silver play button.
I know, man. Oof.
Yeah,
I hate the like social media flex. It sucks. Like that's what I don't tell most people about. Like, YouTube, like the YouTube channel and stuff like that, because I like feel like I'm bragging half the time, and I'm like, I hate that. Like, I know there's the whole trumpet player ego, but I really feel like I don't have that big of an ego most of the time. When I'm playing trumpet, it's a little bit different. I'm like, I feel weird telling people like, yeah, I have like 125K on YouTube. Like, it just feels weird. It feels like a flex, and I don't like it.
You usually like I used to bring up to people like about the classic icebreaker that you always had to do in college, like tell us about yourself. I always just casually mention like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I upload like covers every week. And then if people ask like, well, how many subscribers does it have? And I'll say like, oh well, 4K or 8K or whatever it was at the time. And then people be like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. That was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I'd be like, well, actually, you may have that many subscribers, but your subscriber base is dead.
Yeah, like, it's weird. And whenever I tell people to, I get and I'm sure you probably got the same thing. Like, you get the same questions and the same, like, people always say the same stuff. It's very annoying. Like, one, it's like, oh, people are always like, oh my God, you're like famous, which no, like, I certainly don't feel famous, but I mean, maybe to like a very niche group of people,
yeah,
love my fans, but I wouldn't consider myself famous. And then
amongst the trumpet player community.
Yeah, maybe. But and then it's always like, wow, do you make like a lot of money from that? Like, oh God, you question. Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, you wouldn't ask somebody that about their normal job.
No.
But like, people are so intrigued by YouTube and how people make money from it.
Yeah, and like truthfully, people that's actually like from the people I've talked to about my YouTube channel, and that's always the question I get is like, how much money do you make from it? And it seems that like the area that people have the least amount of understanding in about YouTube is like how the monetary system works.
Yeah.
And like I only understand it limitedly, but basically, and maybe this person in your audience has heard this, you only make money on a video if people like click the ads or if you force them to sit through a full 30-second ad. So like if you have a 30-second ad and somebody goes through and skips the ad in the first 5 seconds, you don't get anything from that.
Yeah, the whole CPM thing is very confusing to me. And I mean, this is the whole copyright issue just adds to it. So, I mean, which we both deal with. So, with doing pop songs, yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you about. So, like for your main covers where you're covering like just a pop song, have you considered like making your own instrumentals to dodge that part of the copyright?
I mean, I've considered it, but I think it would just add so much time. I don't know how much time it takes, but I don't have very much skill on like Ableton and that kind of thing. It's definitely something I want to learn, and I was going to a while ago, and then it just got put to the side, But I mean, it's a good idea, but I mean, they probably still get copyrighted just differently, yeah? I mean,
yes. So it's just a different kind of copyright. So basically, how I actually started making my own instrumentals. This is really funny. People are gonna love this. So Havana, back when I covered that, which by the way, I like to point out, we both disappointed our fan bases by not playing the full trumpet solo.
Dude, the number of comments on that, I kind of still people are like, man, I just wish you played the solo though. And I'm like, sorry, but like it's got like 2 million views, so I'm not like broken up about it. So.
Yeah, like it's still one of the best videos on my channel in terms of my cover subcategory.
Yeah.
People are like, why don't you play the solo? It's like, because I suck.
Yeah, I'm like, I really don't think I could have played it. That's probably why I didn't do it. Like, maybe, but
if the highest note was a C, I would have done it. But I listened to it and I'm like, oh, that's an F or a G or something up in there. I was like, no way. Not in my wildest dreams can I play that. But yeah, so like for Havana, for a while I started getting my instrumentals through a website called Karaoke Pop Hits. You could pay them $5 and for the instrumental and a single-use audio license. So I could upload that with the video, and then the audio would not get copyright claimed. Only the fact I'm covering a pop song would get claimed.
Yeah.
And so that would split the revenue by a smaller percentage in that regard. So I did that for a while because I didn't really consider my trumpet channel a business of any kind. So I didn't account for like money going in, money going out. I'm like, it's a hobby thing. So I didn't mind spending $5 a week to do something like that. But for Havana, I tried to get the instrumental from them, and PayPal flagged the transaction. So I'm doing this like the day that I'm recording the cover, and I don't have an instrumental. And I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Because like it's Friday night. All the guys at Karaoke Pop Hits are out of the office. PayPal's not gonna respond to anything fast. And I was like, okay, let's listen to Havana. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna throw in a piano from Ableton. I'll throw in drums. I'll find an instrumental version on YouTube to listen to a few times and program the drums in, and then I'll be good to go. So it was actually more of a necessity thing than it was anything else. Because we both covered Havana really fast. Like I did it,
Oh
and
yeah,
2 days
yeah.
later you did it, and I think the song had just come out
Well, I was
maybe a
like,
week prior or something, 2 weeks prior.
I think I thought, man, there's a trumpet in this. It's gonna do well because that's my
Exactly,
like that's been my
exactly.
thought in the past. Like the videos that do really well usually have a trumpet in them in some way.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. Like I think my biggest video on my channel to this day was me doing a tutorial for Jason Derulo's trumpets.
yeah, yeah. I wasn't. I don't even think I'd made a channel at that point because yeah, that definitely. I remember seeing that and I was like, wow, that did like really well. I could do that now, but it's probably like 2 years too late. So
Yeah. So like whenever I put that instrumental together, I threw and then I just recorded it, and I was like, you know what? That didn't sound too bad. Like that took us some time to figure out all the stuff and whatnot, but like that wasn't that bad. I still finished it in a night, and then like I went back to that site for more instrumentals, and eventually um they stopped releasing instrumentals for some reason.
Mhm.
And I was like, here we are again. I can either take something from somebody else or just start making my own. And I just started making my own for as many as possible, or at least going to other sources. Another channel I recommend is Piano Nest. They
Mhm.
do piano arrangements of songs, and like they don't play the melody line, but they're not just playing the chords and the bass either. Like it's just one guy. He's basically a piano prodigy, and he just listens to a song and is just able to play on the key and play an arrangement to it. And it sounds so beautiful and so good. And like, so if you have like a song, you need instrumental in a pinch, just go to that guy and take one of his YouTube videos, or alternatively become a patron on his Patreon for like $1 a month, and you have
Yeah.
unlimited access to like his lower quality audio files, which is good enough for YouTube video.
Yeah.
So like I use that, or I make my own for that. And yeah, over the years, I've gotten better and faster at making my own, but it still does take time. That part is true. If you want your videos to have a fast turnaround, then you don't want to make you don't want to make the instrumental. So like, but my video schedule nowadays comes around to Friday night, go on the Billboard Top 100 charts, go on the Spotify charts, go on AT Top 40 charts,
Mhm.
find some song out of that list that I know that I think people will enjoy, and then I go to sleep Friday, wake up Saturday, make the instrumental. That takes a few hours, depending on how complex it is. It can be done within 3 hours, or it may take me 2 hours. I don't know. And then, all right, transcribe the song. That can take me a while, depending on how hard the song is. Like, I've covered like 3 weekend songs, I think, in the course of like 5 weeks. And the
Yeah.
weekend stuff is not simple. Like,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm doing Blinding Lights on Monday. The video's coming out, and yeah, that one took a while. So
Eh, d- d-
yeah.
do you want an instrumental for it?
I mean, I already recorded the whole thing. Otherwise, I would say yeah.
if,
Like
if,
I've already stuck the background in there and everything. So
darn it. I was gonna say if the BPM is the same, you could literally just swap it out and no one would know the difference. But
oh well. Yeah, whatever.
yeah, so like doing that takes a while, and like especially like I covered After Hours a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
that's a 6 minute song or something, like 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm
Yikes.
just like, all right, time to bust out the software. And
Yeah.
yeah, I basically just play on my MIDI piano in front of me here, and I play that to the instrumental that I created, and then I just export that MIDI clip as the sheet music.
Hmm.
So like that's how I try to streamline that whole process together. So within the course of probably 6 or 7 hours, instrumental made from scratch, song transcribed, sheet music made, audio recorded, video recorded, edited, released.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It, it, it's,
I
it's
mean,
it's
like,
not too bad. It's overwhelming. It's a little stressful.
yeah, I bet.
And if I had more music theory skill, it would help, because then I wouldn't have to look up chords and stuff and like all that to
Yeah,
figure things out. But it feels very rewarding when it's over,
for
because
sure.
you look at it and you're like, from scratch, it's done.
Yeah, you get used to it. It just becomes part of your schedule. Like it's just part of my Sunday routine is to make a video. That's what happens when you make a video. Once a week for God. I don't even know how many years I've been doing like one a week now. A long time. Like man. because I think the very first year I put out videos, I like put out a couple random ones, and then I was like, oh, like you're supposed to be consistent on YouTube. That's how you do well. So I started putting out one every other week, which is consistent, I guess, but not really what they're looking for. And then after that year, I started putting out one a week, and that's kind of I think that's the move. You got to do at least one a week if you're gonna
Yeah,
succeed on YouTube. I think
at minimum.
unless you're like Shane Dawson or something, you know.
Yeah, or unless your videos are like high production value and like
Yeah, yeah.
more quality content sort of
Hmm.
thing. Yeah, like for the stuff we do, like 5-minute videos or less, it's definitely got to be a once a week sort of thing for sure.
Yeah.
And I will say though, like for making your own instrumentals, I would recommend you just like play with it. It's because like
Yeah.
my instrumentals I first made were not that good, and then I started doing it more and more. It's like, oh, that's like these effects make like these kinds of sounds and stuff. Oh, these filters do this. Oh, okay. And then you start like amassing this like toolbox of things you can use to make
That's
instrumentals.
cool. I mean, that's like something. It's been like a gold mine for a long time to like learn how to use Ableton and like actually make music that's not just playing trumpet, but it's just like it feels like this huge like mountain right now. And when I'm busy, it's like I don't know, like, but I'm sure I will at some point. I'd love to really just learn how.
Yeah, so like I know you have like PreSonus software or something that came with your sound card to edit right now.
Yes, I have Ableton. Like I own Ableton Suite actually because yeah, I was using that for something for a while, and I have a MIDI keyboard. Like I literally have everything. Just a matter of doing it. That's the thing.
Well, I was actually gonna ask about like what's the capabilities of that PreSonus software? Is it kind of like GarageBand but better, or is it just like a recording software?
Oh, Studio One.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not
So
familiar with it at all. So
yeah, I actually that's usually what I use because Ableton I just never really learned how to use it much. Like maybe not a great purchase. Not gonna lie. I mean, at some point I'll use it, so it will be. But
did you just buy like
um,
the light version?
no, I have Suite, but it was like discounted. Like it was really discounted, so I didn't pay like $1,000 for it. Thank
Oh,
goodness. But no, I paid.
whew.
I think I paid a couple $100, which is still a lot. But you know,
That's still very good.
yeah, it's.
That's very
I felt
good.
like it was a really good deal for Ableton.
Did
Um,
they like reach out to you or something?
no, no, it was just like I don't know if I got it. I think I got it on like Cyber Monday or something, and there was like a student discount or something. That's
Oh, that
why
would
I
do
think.
it. That would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's a
Studio
that's a
One
hell of a
is
deal.
like, I mean, it's a DAW, just like any other. I don't think it's got the same capabilities as like Ableton Suite or anything like that, but it like, I mean, it works really well for me. Like, I mean, I think it's like probably $100, or it like comes with the thing, like it came
I was
with
gonna
my
say,
audio
probably came
box.
with your sound card.
Yeah, so I mean, if anybody's starting to record stuff, I would highly recommend it. Like the box is really good. Like I've never had any issues with it, the audio box. And if it comes with like for anybody who's just starting recording, I think it's pretty good. DAW. It runs everything I need. And
Yeah.
it's got effects and stuff like that if you need them. Not that I use it much, but
Yeah, I think the first sound I keep saying sound card. I think sound card is the correct word. The other word's audio interface. That's usually what I say.
yeah.
The first audio interface that I had was like the Scarlett Solo,
Yeah.
which is like just one XLR port, one stereo cable, and I actually bought them back before they started really jacking up the price on them. Nowadays, they're much more expensive than they used to be.
Yeah. I think mine was only like $120 or something, and it's got like two ports. I mean, probably similar to the type you had. I don't know if it still costs that much, but I mean, it's pretty high quality. I mean, I'm sure it's not like professional grade, but you know,
So
works for what I need it for.
if I remember correctly, let's actually see if I can create my brother's Amazon account because I use my brother's Amazon account. I'm a bad person. I'm pretty sure I got the Scarlett Solo at the time for like, oh gosh, I think I got it for like $60 or $50. Like,
Pretty good, yeah.
yeah, because this was years ago. This is like a long time before a lot of artists were just making music in their bedrooms.
Yeah.
So like the equipment was just cheaper, and like it came with Ableton Lite. So like that was my introduction to Ableton.
Yeah.
And then after enough time passed, I was starting to have issues with the interface in my PC. I don't actually think it was the interface's fault. Looking back, I think it was the drivers on Windows 10
Mm.
having problems because the Realtek audio driver is garbage. So then I bought a Scarlett 2i2, which has the same specifications of what you're talking about, like two XLR ports, stereo out, and stuff like that. And I think that ran me, since like I bought it when things were starting to get more expensive. Okay, let's see how much this thing cost me. It was still cheaper than it was now. Yeah, so I got that for $150.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I feel like nowadays, like if anybody's trying to start recording for YouTube, be it instruments or whatever, like it's doable without like a crazy amount of money.
oh,
Like
100%.
my mic was more expensive, but it actually broke recently. I use like an MLX or something like that.
Oh,
It's
like
like
that
this pretty gold
the
one.
ribbon
It's beautiful.
microphone. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it broke, like it fell and it just stopped working. It didn't look like anything broke. It just stopped working. And this was like right after winter break, so I was like recording like a video or two a day because I was trying to pre-record for my trip to Europe. And
Right.
I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like this just broke." And the only other microphone I have is this like performance microphone that a company sent me like a couple years ago, and it's like
Because like
good,
in-ear
but
trumpet, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
good, but like the sound quality is not fantastic.
Really?
And so I was like, "Crap." Yeah, like at least for recording, it just sounds like really a little harsh, especially compared to like what I'm used to with the ribbon microphone.
It was probably
So I
catching on the
looked it up.
vibrations of being clipped to the instrument or something.
Yeah, but I remembered I asked Christopher Bill a couple years ago. I was like, "Huh, I wonder what
Yeah.
he uses this like Shure microphone that's
Yeah.
it's like $100." And so I was like, "Yo, that's so cheap." So I just bought one of those and
The Shure
Amazon
SM57.
yeah, so on Amazon Prime, so got it 2 days later. So in time for me to like keep recording what I needed to do, and I've just been using that since. Like it's got good quality sound. I like it. You got one too? Yeah. So for anybody trying to record, like it's literally $100 microphone. It sounds great. I'm pretty sure Christopher Bill still uses that to this day, from my understanding, and he's got
Yeah.
250K subs. So you don't have to have a high quality professional microphone to be doing stuff. Yeah.
No, not at all. Like when I started making videos a long time ago, like those videos in 2015, how I made those, this is so painful to me if you mentioned this. What I did, I recorded myself with my camcorder, right? And then
Yeah.
I would take the audio from the camcorder recording and splice it out. And that's how I made all those audio tracks. And then the video that you would see of like all the squares of me playing was just
Yeah.
me playing over my own recording of myself. And I would just cut the
Yeah.
audio out from those because like I'm doing multiple takes to get stuff correct.
Sure. Yeah.
So I would just do that, and that was so painful looking back. Like if you had to tell me to do that like now with the stuff that I have access to now, I'd be like,
Yeah.
get out of here. That was horrible.
Things you start with. I mean, I like my like first video. I don't know. My brother had some like microphones that he bought, and he had this audio interface, and I don't think he ever really used them, but he had them for some reason, and that's what I used for my first like videos, and they sounded okay. But then to this day, honestly, like for lesson videos and like some other rare ones, like I just record with the camera and I don't use a microphone because that would be like a lot harder and I'd have to sync it up. Honestly, probably wouldn't be that hard if I really thought about it. But I've just always done it with just the camera because I'm like, it's a lesson. Like I'm showing people how to play. The point is not for the tone quality to be fantastic.
Right.
But I get so many comments that are like, "Man, why is your tone so airy?" And I'm like, "Bro, it's the camera." I don't know what to tell. Like, I'm sorry, it literally is the camera. Like, if you listen to my covers, it's not going to sound like that. It's like the camera mic is just not fantastic, and I could fix it, but at this point, I'm just not sure I care that much. Maybe at some point I will. I don't know.
I
But
mean,
like, it's a lesson. That's not the point of the video.
if you're editing the lesson video, one thing you can do is just drop an EQ on it, and then
Yeah.
just flatten the high end a little bit. It wouldn't have to be much. Even that, like that 1% of effort will make like 30% difference. And
Yeah,
at that
maybe I'll
point, you can
think
just
about it.
call it sufficient.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
actually
actually
something.
looking.
Go ahead.
I'm like curious to see what the comments are going to be. When I was I went home like This is a weird bit of information. Yeah, so I got back from Europe like 3 weeks ago now. I
Escaping the
got
coronavirus.
well, actually though, because I was in Spain and I still had like 2 weeks left in my trip, and when like Trump shut the borders and everything, like everybody was freaking out over there, like freaking out. It was
Oh,
crazy. I was
yeah.
in a hostel, people who were like, "Don't live in Spain," and people were like, it was awful, like, chaos. I had to like get a quick flight home, which was a whole ordeal in itself. But when I
Yeah.
got home, I was like quarantined for 2 weeks, like actually quarantined because I had been in Spain, which is now one of the worst areas. And then I found out like 2 days after I got back that this guy that I was with for like a week like had it, like bad. So I was like, I guess I didn't get it. It's been 3 weeks, so somehow like
Yeah.
I didn't catch it, which is amazing. But anyway, so I went down to see my family like last week because it was weird. I'd been gone for like months. I got home and I was like, man, it'd be nice to see anybody. And my mom's like, nah, you got to stay in your apartment like, for 2 weeks. Like, we don't want you down here. Like, I guess that's fair.
Yeah,
So I went and saw
yeah.
them. My brother, you've probably seen some. He plays trombone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done some videos with him. So we recorded these 2 videos that I just thought was so fun. It's just like, so my like new schedule is that on Wednesday I'm gonna put out like just different videos. Like I've just been having these random ideas, and I'm trying to put out more like personality based stuff that's gonna not get demonetized as well, and I can make a bit longer, which is great. Yeah, so I had this idea, and I was really funny to play like a bunch of songs, like just easy songs, not like pop songs or anything like that, with my brother, where like I play the trumpet and he does the fingerings, or like the other way around.
Right.
So we recorded 2 of these videos, like one with trumpet and one with trombone, where we like flipped. So like and we did like really easy songs like "Ode to Joy," and I think we did like "Fur Elise," like songs that aren't going to get copyrighted because they're like 300 years old or something like that.
Yeah, they're considered in the public domain.
Yeah, where like I would finger and he'd blow. Anyways, I edited this video together to be like, I thought it was really, dude, the number of "that's what she said" jokes in this video is actually insane. I edited this video to be basically a meme. Like the amount of like the editing was like the funnest video I've ever edited, because it was awful. Like obviously, like the problem is like a trombone mouthpiece is so much bigger, so he had a bit trouble like making the notes come out. And then when he was fingering, luckily he played at euphonium for like 6 months when he first started trombone, because like they didn't have a trombone for him yet or whatever, so he kind of knew the fingerings. So I put everything in bass clef, but he didn't know the fingerings well enough to like do them fast enough. So half of it was like you could tell what song it is, but it was like pretty bad. And then when we went the other way, like yeah, his just like the notes, he could not hit anything high because he's used to like low notes. So, but the way I edited this together is like, I think it's a hilarious video, because it's like, we both know it sounds horrible. Like it's like bad for the ears, but it's so like, it's so funny. And I hope people like it, because I'm curious to see what they say. Like the tone quality is obviously horrible. Like it's not like something I'm proud of the way we played. It's just really funny. When we went, so we made another video then, which is like trombone, which I'm going to put out like the week, I don't know, in a couple weeks, which was actually way better. For like, we did one song, like "Ode to Joy," where I did the slides, because I don't know any slide positions whatsoever, but I could just kind of like gauge where it was for that song because it's so easy. For the rest of them, I was like, no way, like I'll blow, but you're going to have to do all the slide positions, because I just wouldn't even know where to start. And it actually wasn't bad. That
actually sounds really funny.
It's hilarious, dude. And it actually, the trombone sounded way better, because I don't know. I think it's just easier maybe to go from like a small trumpet mouthpiece to a bigger trombone mouthpiece as opposed to the other way around, because you can just kind of relax your embouchure, where they have to like tighten it way more than they're used to. Yeah,
exactly.
I think it's like is a hilarious video. I hope people enjoy it, because I'm like it has potential. Like it actually, it's one of those videos that I'm like, man, this actually could do really well. I hope so.
It has potential. I must try it.
It has potential. It's over 10 minutes long. It has no copyrighted content.
Like, checking all the boxes here.
I know, dude. It's so rare that I get any video that's like that. So, yeah. And like I made this video. Sorry, I interrupted you a little bit.
No, go ahead.
I don't know, a couple months ago, maybe you saw the like 3,000 versus $13 trumpet video.
Yeah, I remember that.
The original idea for that was it going to be an actual review. And I'm going to do one of those videos at some point, probably with like a $50 trumpet, because those actually exist.
Oh my god.
Turns out
really?
this $13 trumpet was not an actual trumpet at all. I didn't actually know that when I bought it. I was like, no way, there's like this little toy trumpet, like it's going to sound weird, but maybe like you can actually finger notes. Like, no, you can't. It was literally like a flute, basically. And that's like, if anybody saw the video, that's why I tried to make it into a complete joke. Like, obviously,
I didn't actually watch the video, but I'm gonna have to now.
I mean, if you watch it, obviously there's like, you can't compare an actual trumpet to like a toy flute, but I tried to in like the most like dumb way, and I was like, man, this video is kind of stupid, but whatever. Like, I'm gonna put it out. It's got like 100,000 views, and it's got like it's 10 minutes with no copyrighted content, so it's made more money than like 90% of the videos on my channel. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know. YouTube sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
No, the YouTube algorithm does not make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, there's some parts of it that are like sensible, where it's like, okay, regular uploading, don't use copyrighted songs, don't steal someone else's content and claim it's yours. Like,
Yeah.
in the context of instrumentals and stuff, like little things like that you don't want to do, and that much makes sense. But and then of course, like, thumbnails. Like, you know, have it down to like put some
title
neon
and
colors
thumbnail,
in there. Yeah, title and thumbnail, and like the thumbnails that I've been doing now, like put a picture of the artist and like do a color outline.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to steal your style and put like the glowing outline behind them, because it looks better than a solid outline. I also have to learn how to do that in GIMP.
Yeah, I use Photoshop, so it's pretty easy in there.
I'm too cheap for that.
That's fair. I have Elements, which I don't know. It's like $100 or something, I think. I really remember.
I could definitely afford it, but I'm too lazy. GIMP is honestly like very good for like this like light work photoshopping stuff. Like, if you just have to cut something out and then drop it in, it's free, it's easy. I used it years ago, then haven't touched it in a long time, and then got back to it, and I was like, "Okay, Carter, how do you do this thing in GIMP?" And then it's just me sitting there like this.
Dude, that's me every time, because I have Photoshop Elements, or like Premiere Elements, which I think it actually came with a package with Premiere Elements, which is what I use to edit my videos. Okay. That's why I have Photoshop. I didn't buy it outright. It just came, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, I'm glad I have it now. Every time I don't know how to do something, I'll be like, how do you do this in Photoshop Elements? And it only ever gives me lessons in like Photoshop Pro version, which is way different. And so it's like very unhelpful. I have to always figure out how to do it on my own, basically.
I use like a proto version, basically, of Sony Vegas to edit my videos, and like, yeah, Vegas Pro 15, which is actually, I bought it for relatively cheap. It's stupidly expensive if you try to buy it outright. Yeah. But like, I had like a lightweight version of the software for a long time, and then because I had that lightweight version, they're like, "Hey, you can upgrade to this thing for only like $100." I'm like, the full pro version of Vegas.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. So
dude, if I could do that, man. I think Premiere is like $1,000 or something, the full version.
Oh my goodness, that's nuts. Yeah, like Sony Vegas Pro for a while had a lot of people like using software cracks to get the software for free. So like, I think they're trying to bring down their prices in effort to get people just to actually buy it, because they're losing money on that. So yeah, like it works well enough, and since I've used it for probably, oh man, for as long as I've been editing videos, all my videos have always been edited in some version of Vegas. So like, I can navigate it well enough to do the stuff that I need to do.
Yeah. But, it's interesting. I've had a lot of people ask me they're like, do you use what is acapella? Is that how you do your like 4-person videos? They're like, do you use acapella? I'm like, I don't know. I guess it's like an app or something. Maybe it's like a looping app or something where you like loop yourself to play multiple things. I don't know. People are always asking me if I use that, and I'm like, no, I just record the videos separately and then put them together in Premiere. Like,
I'm gonna look at this real quick.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, apparently people know about it because a lot of people ask me about it.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's an app available on phones. It's through Microsoft's store. So, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the one people are talking about, but okay, that's weird.
probably. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if you want to use that. It's usually, I'm like, I don't know, maybe it works, but I
Oh,
honestly think it's easier to just edit stuff.
I found it. It's a acapella maker. It's like a video collage software that's available on the Play Store.
Okay,
And yeah,
yeah,
like
that's
it
probably
has like preset templates for like how you want to sort your stuff.
Hmm.
But it has a rating of 2.4 stars, so it must be garbage.
Yeah, imagine. Also, like if it's recorded on a phone, everything's recorded on a phone, probably not the best quality or
Yeah, like if it's an Android phone, then it's not a Google Pixel or a higher end
that's what I have.
Galaxy OnePlus or any of that. Then it's probably not that fantastic. Like
Yeah.
I have a OnePlus 5T.
Oh yeah.
Snapchat still looks like garbage on this thing. All right.
I have the Pixel 2, which is it's a great phone. I like it. Yeah. It's got a
Yeah,
good
like
camera.
I definitely talk highly of Pixel phones. They
Yeah.
are quality stuff. In the words of Marquez Brownlee. uh,
I mean, it'd be great to get this YouTube to be a full-time thing. That's definitely a stretch, but I mean, I feel like it's a possibility at some point. I just yeah.
is demonetization like the main reasons, or like not even full demonetization, like partial demonetization, the reason why you can't make money on a lot of your videos?
I mean, it's part of it. I mean, I like make money on those videos. It's just less. It's like halved or something like that on the covers. But that definitely plays a part. Like if I made money on all of those, it would definitely be a lot better. It's just a lot of things I've been working on, like kind of in the background that are, yeah, just improve. Like I've got a new website coming out soon. Like I have a website, but I'm creating like a more professional website, and I don't know, just certain things that I can definitely do better to like market certain things. And like I'm like well aware, I'm like far away from being full time, but it's like a possibility.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Like I'm at the
possibility.
point where yeah, if I like improve some things, and that's why I'm trying to put out more like content that's more personalized and yeah, just better to monetize. And if I'm just gonna experiment with the 3 videos a week and see if that kind of improves the growth or at least like average views of the channel. Which I mean theoretically it would, but I mean I don't know. I
It
guess it
should.
depends.
It
Yeah.
should. The only question is that if at any point you stop doing that, what happens?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's definitely like I mean it wasn't like that much work when I was only doing that. But if I had a job as well, which obviously I plan to as soon as I can get one, like I need money. It's gonna be harder to put out 3 a week, but so I'm gonna have to like I'm doing the Friday videos are like a trumpet challenge because I want to just kind of get my audience like more involved and improving. So it's just like once a week I put out a trumpet challenge, which is just like like I did range the first week and then double tonguing last week. Just like pretty simple stuff that people can try and then send to me on Instagram or whatever. That's pretty like an easy video to make once a week. So it's more
Yeah.
just like adding the time to put in 2 like serious videos a week. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I watched that range video and that double tonguing video, and I was just like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm worried that the double tonguing might have been a bit above the level of some of my like
Subscribers.
audience. Yeah, the range. I mean, like a ton of people sent me videos for the range, and that was pretty cool. I mean, it seems like most of them do have the C, so yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the double tonguing maybe a bit less, so I might go a bit easier on the next couple of videos. 'Cause I didn't realize that people. I mean, like you can do those slow, but I think it may have been a bit above their level. So
The only one I might even bother trying to send you one for is like just see how long someone can hold like a middle C.
yeah, maybe. I mean, that would just be like a breath control one.
Yeah,
That's
breath
actually, I mean, that's
control.
not a bad idea. I gotta come up with that one Friday. Yeah,
Yeah,
and hopefully those I can start sending people because I have like a trumpet course, um, which I made like last year, and part of the website, like the new website idea is that I want to make the course available to everybody basically, so that they can improve. Because I think it's actually like a really good course. Like it took me a long time to create, and it's basically got everything you need to get from beginner to advanced. So this is a little sneak peek for anybody who is still watching, but like an hour in or however long this is. I don't know. I want to make it like free to everybody. The general idea is just like it's going to be pay what you can. So if you think the course is worth $5 or $10, then that's all you pay, which is like a huge deal, honestly, like a massive deal
oh
for
my
it.
gosh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, and then if you can't afford it, then that's okay, but you still get to learn things. And I have like so many lessons in there on things like double tonguing and stuff like that. So I can kind of integrate the course into these like Friday videos. I don't know. That's the general idea. It's still working idea.
Yeah, big work in progress thing. So like,
Yeah.
what job are you currently being isolated from because of the virus?
I mean, I don't have a job at all.
So
that's the thing, because I graduated in December.
Okay.
Left in January for my trip, and got back because of all this stuff. So I have no job. Yeah. This is my job right now. Like, YouTube is my job. I've been focusing entirely on YouTube right now. It's like a very minimal part-time job, but yeah. Currently, that's my profession. YouTuber, full-time YouTuber.
Well, I think we've gone on for close to. Oh wait, okay. There's the indicator on OBS. I didn't know where it was. We've gone on for an hour and 30 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
So I think we'll say our goodbyes this here. You and I will chat a little bit after we're done recording here. Maybe we could make this a semi-regular thing if people end up liking this. Maybe we'll get TMO in here.
Hey, that'd be kind of fun, actually. We'd have to figure out a timing. Like,
the time
probably like 8 hours ahead. We'd have to get on at like 8 a.m. podcast.
I'm gonna be sitting here straight up looking like a zombie.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's still watching somehow, an hour and a half in, or whatever this ends up being with the edit, then yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, let us know if you want to see these, because I'd be willing to. It's fun. We can find new topics to talk about every week. Make it, or every other week. Whenever we do it, we can make it a kind of podcast thing. Yeah, let us know. Leave a like rating down below if you enjoyed it. I know this is like totally different from what we usually do, but hopefully you enjoy the long form content. Make sure you go check out Carter's channel. We'll link it in the description down below.
Thank goodness that you prevented me from doing the humiliating self-plug.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this was all Carter's idea. So make sure you go check out Carter's channel. And we'll see you guys all in the next video.
See you guys.